Welcome to the Kippax podcast. Please like and subscribe. You're listening to the Kippax podcast. You're listening to the Kippax podcast. Please like and subscribe.
Is he coming home? Is it a homecoming though? To timestamp this video is January 28th of 2025. Manchester City has lost 4-2 to PSG after having a 2-goal advantage. The loss has put us in a very precarious position because a loss on Wednesday against Club Brugge will remove our automatic qualification. Right? Therefore, we will need to play in our playoffs to qualify for the next round. We have signed our three main target in Marmoush, Kusanov, and Victor. Marmoush and Victor. Now, Marmoush and Kusanov played in the game against Chelsea that we won 3-1. The athletic correspondent for Manchester City, Sam Lee, has confirmed that Manchester City are keen to re-sign Douglas Luiz to help in the efforts to fill the massive gap that Manchester City Ballon d'Or winner Rodri has created in his season-ending injury. Popular transfer journalist Fabrizio has also confirmed that statement that Sam Lee released. Right? Douglas Luiz left Premier League club Aston Villa to join Juventus in the summer for a multi-million-dollar deal, which saw him receive the highest wage at Juventus. But he has found life in Turin and regular starting minutes in Turin very difficult, and Juventus is willing to allow him to leave on loan with an obligation to buy or an a permanent deal. Right? What was wrong the first time we signed him while we allowed him to leave? Alright? Alright, when we first signed him, he was a very promising talent playing in the Brazilian league, representing Brazil in multiple occasions in international competition. He was dubbed the best defensive midfielder out of South America at the time. He joined Mancity to be Fernandinho's replacement or to be the backup to Fernandinho. He was very good in training, but the FA didn't grant him a work permit to play in the Premier League. When you're new to Europe, you need a work permit to play. Alright? So we loaned him to our sister club Girona for 2 seasons before he was eventually sold to Premier League club Aston Villa, where he helped Aston Villa to qualify for Champions League before his departure to Juventus. Okay, so we have an upcoming interview. You could listen, right? Pep commenting on Douglas Luiz, why he think that what the FA did was wrong by not granting him a work permit, and what he think of Douglas Luiz.
What happened? So we're going to try to help him to be on loan again, to try to make the work permit. So it's difficult for me to understand, so difficult to understand, because one guy who doesn't see that player and he is not every day in the training session, they have to judge. He has ability, quality to play what we decide that he can play. But accept the rules. I don't understand it, because everybody in the world can work whatever he wants when one company, everyone's decide. So the manager from Brazil or myself, we know more than the guys who decide he's not able to play than me or than Tite. So, but this is what it is. I'm so sad and disappointed for Douglas because he could have helped us, he could have played with us, he showed many, very good things in the preseason, in these training sessions. And the reason why we spend a lot of money, 12 or 14 millions to buy him, because I think with a player with a huge capacity to play with us, if though we don't spend. So we are not, we work a lot to know we decide the work permit because we believe he can play. Because it's stupid to say, no, I want to play and after it doesn't matter, he's a bad player. When we decide to play in the Manchester Cities because we believe he have the capacity. And they didn't know him. No one game, no one training session if he's able to play or not. So I don't understand, but I am in England, and of course we accept it. I would prefer he can announce not yesterday, 10 days ago or 15 days ago. If they decide the rules are the rules, so let me know 15 days ago, because after that maybe we can decide what we can do. But one day before we cannot play because I don't know, he's not tall enough, don't play enough games in the past, or the price or something like that. So, okay.
Alright, why do we need a defensive midfielder? And why is Douglas Luiz a possible option? Alright, this season Manchester City has conceded 30 goals from 23 games. Pep is having his longest losing streak in his stewardship at Manchester City. They have lost or draw, I think it's around 7 games that they had an advantage in the Premier League. Let's look into their seasonal data. Their win percentage for this season is 52%. That's very low. The lowest in Pep's tenure at City. They are conceding 1.3 goals per match. Very poor. Alright, let's compare Raji and Kovacic data. So Raji data from last season and Kovacic data from this season. Raji played 38 games last season and Kovacic only played 19 games. So therefore, to compare the data, we will have Raji output, but when we have Raji output, when you compare both player, Raji still outperform Kovacic in all the key areas, right? When you look at the errors leading to goals table, we have 13 different players, but if you exclude the 3 attacking players of Kevin, Grealish and Savio, the players remaining are all defensive players. Jasko and Bernardo are on 4 and 3 errors respectively. Jasko errors are mainly because he is being asked to cover too much. He's being asked to cover too much space, doing overlapping and underlapping runs without a mobile DM to help cover the area in opposition transitions, right? Pep has changed the formation multiple times to try to perfect the balance in midfield. He played Bernardo in a double pivot, which has created problems. Pep has played Gundogan, Kovacic, and Lewis in midfield. Among the different variations that he has done over the season, which those 3 players in midfield is very slow on transition and pressing effectiveness. Teams are playing through our midfield or around our midfield. The data to represent this is dribble pass data. Alright, So Manchester City most common midfield combination are Bernardo, Kovacic, and Gundogan. So let's look at their dribble pass data. Alright, Kovacic has been dribble past 25 times this season. Gundogan has been dribble past 11, and Bernardo has been dribble past 8 times. So those are very damning statistic. If you look closely at the other key statistic on the chart, they are averaging their average numbers. Their average number are below average numbers, while their attacking data are all positive. Let's put our analysis to the test. We will look at the Spurs game where we lost 4-0. Firstly, they conceded 6 big chances. If we analyze Spurs attacking play concentration map of the field, their highest concentration of play came from the left wing area, and their second highest concentration came on the right wing area, which illustrate the teams are playing around our midfield and through our press. In the Pep era, our effective press was a key asset to keep the game under control. The rule was we needed to win back the ball in 5 to 6 seconds from losing it, or 2 to 3 opposition passes. If we didn't win back the ball in time, we made tactical fouls. This rule is important because we have an irregular defensive shape. A rest defense is the off the ball defensive shape your players have when in possession of the ball. The rest defense should be able to stop counterattacks. If we lose possession of the ball, which was uncommon when we were at our peak, but it has become very common this season. Let's look at Pedro Parra goal in the 53rd minute. It had an expected goal on target of 0.61 and an expected goal of 0.31 expected goal. And expected goal on target is a way to calculate how likely a goal will be on target. Pedro Parra is a right back, formerly from Manchester City. We sold him to the Portugal League, and he came back to England via Spurs. Alright. He's at so Pedro Parra is attacking our left side. If you look closely at the image, you'll get all the details of the goals. It was a fast break, meaning Manchester City lost possession of the ball during our recovery to recovery to in transition recovery to transition into a defensive shape. Pedro Parra shot at goal with his favorite foot, and that was the goal. Jashka is allowed to attack because the defensive midfielder and the left-sided centre-back should be able to cover the open space by the defensive midfielder dropping into the center and the left-sided centre-back moving over to left-back. But with age, and tactical awareness and speed, Kovacic is unable to cover the area. Alright, so look at the images. These are all similar goals for the Kulisevsky goal and the Janssen goal. With Douglas Luiz's recovery speed, tactical awareness, and prowess on the ball, he can solve all these issues. He is already familiar with the Pep system, and his profile and availability is why he's a key option.